Picture two versions of the same evening. In one, the dishes clatter, phones glow, and silence settles like dust. In the other, a simple thank you lands softly, and the entire room seems to breathe. That is the difference gratitude in relationships can make when the day is ordinary and the heart is tired. If you have ever wondered why small kindness changes the whole tone of a night, you are in the right place. We talk about big gestures, yet the quiet ones keep the lights on in love. You are listening to Whispered Hearts, English, where we slow down to honor the moments that keep couples close. Tonight, we explore how simple appreciation becomes the most reliable bridge between you and the person you chose. Research shows that consistent, sincere thanks shifts how two people see each other. It lowers the temperature of conflict and raises the ceiling of hope. Therapists report that couples who practice simple appreciation feel safer, more seen, and more willing to try again. None of this requires perfect words or a perfect life, only a steady intention you can actually live with. But there's something even quieter holding love together, and it begins at home before the day can run away with you. Imagine a small ritual that fits between pouring coffee and finding keys. You meet for 30 seconds by the sink and trade one specific thank you. You name last night's effort or yesterday's unseen lift, then touch a shoulder, smile, and move on with a lighter step. A woman notices the trash went out before dawn and says it saved her from a stressful morning. A man hears that his calm call during a chaotic commute steadied the whole day. There is no speech, only a line that says, "I saw that, and I value you." The kitchen smells like fresh coffee, and the room softens around that sentence. Moments like this slowly transform appreciation in marriage from a rare event into a daily rhythm. The tone at the door changes, the hug lingers, and even the dog seems to sense the peace. Try it tomorrow and keep the lines simple and concrete. What would your 30-second thank you sound like? Here is a twist most couples don't expect. It is not only what you say that matters, but where you let it be heard. When you share appreciation, where others can witness it. Something powerful happens inside your partner. The story of you as a couple expands and brightens. Picture a barbecue with neighbors or a family dinner where the air smells like roasted corn and sunscreen. You mention how your partner handled a hard week without drama and how grateful you felt. Their shoulders drop, their eyes change, and the room shifts in your favor. This is not performance, but public truth aligned with private respect. Public appreciation moments knit the social fabric around your bond. Friends and family begin to reinforce the best version of you both. Your partner feels protected instead of secretly evaluated. Where might you voice one sentence of thanks this week outside your living room? And how could that one line rewrite the mood of an entire gathering? But there's a slower practice that deepens the roots, especially when life gets crowded. Picture an August evening with warm air drifting through a screen door and a cicada hum in the distance. You sit on the porch with notebooks and capture 3 specifics you appreciated in each other today. Not grand ideals, but the real stuff you almost missed. Maybe you write, "You sent that quick text before my meeting, and it steadied me." Maybe your partner writes, "You laughed at my joke when I needed a win." You close the notebooks, trade pages once a week, and circle a favorite line. Over time, you create a small archive of courage that you can hold when the world feels loud. Rituals like this make love easier to trust because they record its evidence. They are practical and unromantic in the best way. They say, We remember how we loved each other. If you had to write one line in your notebook tonight, what would it be? But there's a harder truth we must face to keep love real. Gratitude does not erase hurt, and it should never be used to bypass repair. Imagine a cold January morning when words were sharp and doors closed too hard. The air outside is brittle, and your chest still feels tight. Repair starts with safety, not perfection. You pause and say, "I was careless last night, and I can see it hurt you." Then you take one small action that lowers the threat right now. You might make breakfast, cancel a plan so you can talk, or offer a walk so the body can let go of the adrenaline. When the shoulders soften, gratitude becomes a bridge back to closeness. You add, "Thank you for telling me the truth instead of shutting down." You might say, "Thank you for giving me space," and then coming back. This is not a trick, but a way to honor the courage it takes to come home after conflict. What would it sound like if you tried that kind of thank you after your next hard moment? But there's an unseen mechanism underneath all this, and naming it helps. Gratitude sharpens attention, and attention rewires expectation. When you look for what your partner did right, you stop treating them like a problem to fix. Your evening drive feels different, even if traffic is slow and the windshield glows with a light spring rain. People sometimes worry that gratitude feels forced or fake. It only feels that way when we aim at generalities or use it to avoid honest conversations. Keep it specific, keep it small, and let it live alongside the truth. You can be grateful and still ask for change. Consider the weeks when money is tight or the schedule is brutal. Those are the moments when appreciation is hardest and most necessary. You might not solve everything by Friday, but you can make the walk bearable together. Would you be willing to try a week of tiny specific thanks and notice how your body feels by Sunday night? But there's a way to make gratitude sturdy, so it survives busy seasons. Think of it as installing a weekly ritual, the way families install Sunday pancakes or movie night. Maybe Friday becomes compliment night, where you each share one appreciation and one hope. Maybe Tuesday mornings are for a sticky note tucked into a work bag with a line that lifts the whole day. These rituals create reliability. Your partner can count on small moments of care, even when life is chaotic. You both learn that love is not an accident, but a set of simple behaviors you repeat. Which ritual could you pilot this week to make love more predictable and kind? But there's a quieter hero in this story, and it's called noticing. You see the folded laundry by the dryer and the boots aligned by the door. You remember the text your partner sent to your sister when she was nervous before an interview. You let these details matter more than the 1,000 tiny irritations waiting for your attention. One couple tried a month-long experiment. Every evening, they each named one specific thing the other did that made the day easier. By week 2, they argued less because their minds were trained to scan for support. Therapists report that couples like this grow more hopeful and more generous with each other's mistakes. The result is not a perfect relationship. It is a resilient one where conflict has less ammunition. You become faster at finding each other again after you drift or clash. In your own life, where could you start scanning for one new detail that points toward relationship happiness? But there's a boundary that keeps appreciation from turning into performance. Gratitude loses power when it's used to control, score points, or win praise from the crowd. Keep public thanks authentic and grounded in real examples. Honor privacy when the moment is tender or when your partner prefers quiet support. Healthy appreciation also pairs words with action. If you thank your partner for carrying the mental load, you also take a meaningful piece of it. You might say, "I'll handle the school emails this month," or "I'll run groceries so your Sunday is lighter." Gratitude that moves the body becomes trust you can feel. This is where couples start to believe each other again. The thank you is not a bandage, but a promise. It is measurable, and it lands with weight. What is one action you can take this week that matches the appreciation you feel? But there's something loving that happens when a community witnesses how you care for each other. Your child watches you thank your partner for staying up to fix a science project. Your parents notice you publicly give credit for the promotion support. A chorus of small moments tells your family, "This is how we treat the person we love." If you have ever felt alone in cultivating a kinder home, you are not. Whispered Hearts. English exists to remind you that you belong to a quiet movement of couples practicing love in everyday ways. You are building safety, not spectacle. It is tenderness practiced out loud, and it changes the weather inside your house. Long-term love often looks ordinary from the outside. It is the grocery list, the recycling bin, and the note taped to a laptop. Yet couples who keep gratitude alive tend to report steadier contentment and deeper connection over time. That pattern is the quiet architecture of long-term love success. You do not need perfect alignment to begin. One person can start without announcing a new program or demanding a response. Keep it small and steady, and let your partner feel your sincerity. They will likely join you when the air feels safer and the proof builds up. But there's a way to make the next 7 days not only hopeful, but tangible. Choose one daily thank you, one weekly public moment, and one shared notebook page. Leave room for misses and for laughter. Keep going even if day 3 feels awkward. Picture an early autumn afternoon where the park smells like damp leaves and the light turns golden through the trees. You walk side by side and name one thing about each other that made the week warmer. It might be trivial to someone else, but it feels important to you. It says, "I see the shape of your effort, and I am grateful to living it with you." Consistency is more powerful than intensity for this kind of work. A single surprise date fades, but a reliable rhythm becomes culture inside a home. Partners who feel seen often become partners who see. That reciprocity can carry you across seasons. If you are carrying resentment, gratitude will feel heavy at first. Start with the smallest, safest moments and keep them specific and real. Let repair lead when old wounds speak up. Gratitude grows best in honest air. Imagine summer heat still clinging to the porch, a ceiling fan turning slowly overhead. Your partner hands you a glass of water and sits down without a screen. You look at them fully and say, "I noticed you handled that call with so much grace." They breathe, and you feel the house exhale with them. Gratitude is not a trick to get your way. It is a way of being that tells the truth about what is good in both of you. Over time, that truth becomes the story you live inside. The world outside may be loud, but your home can stay warm. If you are thinking, "We have tried and failed before," you are not alone. Many couples begin again after the first burst of effort wears off. Begin smaller this time, and let wins be quiet. Track them so you can remember on the hard evenings. Let the seasons teach you. In winter, gratitude is a blanket and a shared mug after a rough day. In spring, it is noticing the way your partner laughs when plans finally come together. In summer, it is a cool hand on a hot forehead after lawn work. In autumn, It is the soft thunk of apples in a bag and a thank you at the trunk. Ask for what you need while you appreciate what you have. These are not opposing forces. They keep each other honest and alive. Appreciation without requests becomes avoidance, while requests without appreciation become criticism. Tonight, try a simple exchange before sleep. One specific thank you and one specific hope. Keep it short enough to remember tomorrow. Promise each other you will try again the next night, even if you miss. Here is your gentle challenge. For the next week, trade one clear thank you each day, offer one public line of appreciation, and write one short entry together. Watch for the way your body relaxes sooner and conflict recovers faster. Then come back and tell us what shifted. What's one thing you're grateful for in your partner? If this episode helped you feel less alone, pass that comfort forward. Your words in the comments often become someone else's first brave step. We read them and we learn from them. You may never know whose evening you softened. The quiet moments are where your love learns to breathe. Keep them simple so you can repeat them. Keep them honest so they can heal. When you do, you will see how gratitude in relationships becomes the steady light along your shared path. When we say thank you in the places that matter, we rebuild trust one evening at a time. We leave less room for assumptions and more room for warmth. Whispered Hearts. English believes your ordinary evenings hold the richest kind of romance. Carry that with you as you turn off the lights tonight.